Hello everyone, welcome back, and today we're going to be doing a slightly different video today where we go through all of my mini models I've accumulated over the last almost year. There are some painted ones, there are lots of unpainted ones, and there are some projects in between. So let me know what your favorite model is, and I hope you enjoy the video today. This is my current little display unit. It's a nail varnish stand that I bought for paints actually, and I've been using for models because some of mine were getting damaged. First up is our lovely Necron warriors. Here's the box where you can also see the boys on the back and some different color options for the gun. I keep my Necrons in this tub. As you can see, I pre-built them because I'm really smart, and I also pre-based them with astrogranite because I thought I'd get them all done and get them out of the way and neat and drop them again. It's fine. I also went over this guy in black because I was going to paint him, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. And then there's also this guy in green that we are not going to speak about. Okay, thank you. In the other box, I've got my scarabs. Again, I ended up basing them, and I went over these in black because I just wanted to... I wanted to start them, and I just didn't get to them yet. There's so much to do. This was my first ever paint, Timmy the Necron. I was really happy with how he came out, and obviously, in hindsight, there are definitely things I would change, but I'm pretty happy with him for my first paint. He's like a nice brassy color. Some of the green tubing, it's not great, it's not brilliant, but a lot of dry brushing went into Timmy the Necron. Then there is the second man. He's a little bit more gold, but I am happier with the gun and the tubing and stuff. It was a bit brighter, and the stomach is neater, I think, overall, a bit more detailed in there. He is a lighter bronzy goldy color, as you can see with them side by side, but it's not too bad. It's not too out there. The shoulder blades, you can see, his are a little bit darker as well. Then there is this guy with his little double rifle that I thought would be interesting. I did his tubing slightly differently, and he's got a little scarab on his foot here. His belly, I think, is better done than any time before, but he's also slightly not as bold with the power colors in there so that the weapon stands out. He has some green in his ribs, and I like his different face. Look at his face. And once again, of course, the color scheme is slightly different in all three, but it's okay because they've just had different lives. So those are my 3 Necrons that I've painted so far. So here we have the Howling Banshees and the book here and the box. We also have the different options like the Yonari and the paint guide. You can have different colors to different aspect warriors and stuff like that. Again, I built them all first because I'm really smart. And I didn't actually do the best priming job on these, to be honest. But these things do happen, and especially when you're learning. And hindsight's great. I tried to do a variety of helmets and weapons because I thought that would be more interesting. So you got some different poses going on. But because I built them, we did have a little catastrophe on the 4th model. Her arm's off. Her arm's off. 'Tis but a scratch, in fact. I do have the arm. It's going to be no problem to reattach it. I just haven't done it yet. And as you can see on the base here, the priming, this is kind of what it's done in a few places. So make sure your spray paints are nicely shaken up. Here is the final Eldar, the Exarch. Overall, I am pretty happy with it. I just didn't really enjoy a few things about this paint. I didn't like how I primed it, and you can see it in a few places, especially really close up here. I'm about to point it out. She's got some marks from where I wasn't storing her properly. The armor was annoying. The gems were annoying. But I do want to go over those in Ard Code so they shine a little bit more. I think it'd be really interesting to do that. And And I do like all of the stonework. It was the first time doing something a bit different with the base. And I want to try power weapons again because I think I can do better. And then on her face, honestly, I could just sit here and point out loads of things out that I'm annoyed about. But overall, I am pretty happy. And obviously, you can just see them when you are really, really close up like this. Just going to put all these back safe and soundish. Next up, we have the Slith, which is my very first resin model. I can't say I liked it. It was a pain. But this is what the box looks like, and this is what my guy looks like. Da, 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 da. So it's not too far off. I think I did pretty well with this. Obviously, I had some issues with the glue here, but I did my best. And yes, his sword has fallen off. It was my fault, as usual. I wasn't storing him correctly, and I keep dropping him. Yep, that's another problem I have. There are little bubbles from the resin casting, which I don't like. I could have tried filling them in, but I wasn't really confident, and I didn't have any green stuff. On the scales here, I did like a similar blue going through the green, so it kind of just hints, and I really like how I highlighted the scales as well. That was super interesting to me. The detailing on the gun was nice to do. And I've definitely been spoiled with Games Workshop plastic models because this was just a little bit annoying to sort of go backwards for. I'll reattach his sword and everything will be fine eventually. Here are the eyes of the 9. I like the variety of models in this set. I know it's Age of Sigmar, and we ended up painting Vortimus, though I did want to paint that goat guy. So I'm sad, to be honest. It just came in like a basic box. So these are my 2 assassin boys. I don't know what they're called. I don't care. But they have interesting bases as well. I thought those were really cool on this set. And that's what they look like. Again, I did build and prime everyone. I don't think they took very much building, but here is the beak boy with his little flames. I liked him. I thought he was fun. And I do want to try painting these really soon because I want to try out blending and like contrast paints and stuff for the flames. I just haven't got there yet. I wanted to paint this guy so much, but he lost his arms and part of his sword, unfortunately. I'm really sad about it to this day. During building, it just broke off, and like I cannot ever find it. I don't know what happened. But he was really interesting. And I think I'm gonna be sad about this forever, to be honest. Here is Vortimus. Obviously, he's the finished painted model. I quite had a great time with it. I really enjoyed quite a few bits. The panels, I don't want them to be quite as glossy, so I need to do something about that. I enjoyed painting the eyes. The feathers I didn't really like very much. And he's lost a little bit of his head there. I need to paint over that. But the base was really fun. It took me a few hours, but I really like how it came out, and like the blue and the gold with the blue sort of highlighting around. Oh, it was so fun, actually. I might do another one. Yeah, Vortimus. Next up, we have the Corn Flesh Hounds, the Flesh Puppies, with their color scheme. I think they definitely use like more colors than they recommend. And you just get the basic 5. You don't have any options in what they look like, I guess. Here's the first one. I did prime them all without putting them on their bases because I wanted to be able to get to their underbellies. I really like how different they all are. So that one had spikes. This one's got spikes as well, but he's got his mouth and tongue open. He's got his mouth open. He's got a little axe for a tail. Oh, bit of gravity there. Then this was the next one I was going to paint. So I put him onto a dowel so I could reach all the belly and everything because this is his base. I really like that he's leaping, and he also has this kind of ruff that I really like. So he's got his mouth open again, some tusks, and there's his ruff instead of spikes. I think this is my second favorite one. Then we have the biggest, boyest flesh hound of all. He's got his mouth open, massive tusks, massive fan, massive ruff. He has the sigil in his side, and he's got little skulls all over the base of his rock. There's his little sigil. I think it's super cool. I just wasn't confident I'd get it done in time. And this is the finished flesh hound. It's honestly the paint I'm most proud of, I think. I really like how all the muscles came out and the little dots on his side, the ruff and the collar. I like how the fan came. Honestly, I'm just really proud of this model. His little teeth and his tongue makes me so happy. I haven't finished the base though, obviously. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it, so I haven't focused yet, but look at all these good points and like muscles and fans and the dots. Ugh. Yeah, he's great. Love a flesh puppy. Yeah. So next up we have the orc knobs. They have a lot of variety for weapons and like standards and things like that, which I thought was really cool. But I wanted to have this little squig guy because I thought it was adorable with a different weapon because I wasn't really enjoying having such closed off bodies. We also have some transfer sheets here for the different orc clans. I, at this point, was still taking off all the pieces from the sprue boards because I'm really clever. Here are some Necron pieces. There are some Eldar. We've got our little Gretchen with a grenade in there. But at least I didn't build all the orcs this time. Mainly because I was overwhelmed with choice. That's about the only reason, honestly. Look at this little axe. I love it. Some different Eldar pieces in there. So this is my in-progress orc. He has this little Daka gun in his axe, and obviously the hole in the back is for the standard. I've pretty much only got base colors on here, but I know where I want to go with him, and I'll get there. We've got his little foosh. That's going to be covered up with a half helmet anyway, and his loincloth. There's the half helmet. Like that is what it's going to look like. And his squig with his also gun on the back. I did paint an orc for someone for Christmas, but I don't have that anymore. So I can't show you it. Maybe I can put a picture up. Then we have the Red Gobo and Bouncer, which was one of the timed releases. I don't think you can get it anymore. And he is partially painted. That's what he looks like so far. He's got his bauble on his nose, which is adorable. I was happy with how the smoke was coming out, but it's mostly base colors here. I need to do some like shading and highlights and contrast paints and all sorts of stuff, to be honest. Maybe I'll get it done by next Christmas, but maybe not. The baubles are so cute. Next, we have the Tau Pathfinder team and the drone. This is where I learned that they come on. They come with numbers. This is the drone. At this point, I actually have finished it, but I haven't recorded that I have finished it. So this is what it looks like in the past. Ooh. I liked the rifle would move up and down. I thought that was really cool. This is also where I learned that on the sprue board things, there are numbers. And you don't need to pop the things off because then you'll get confused. It's not like very, very difficult Tetris and Lego. I also built a couple of little guys because I thought, why not, in case I wanted to work on one of those with the little radios. And the anti-grav drone, it was adorable. I wasn't sure how long the main drone was going to take me, but it took me a lot longer than I thought it was going to take. Then we have the Death Cult Assassins. This was painted at the same time as Katie Peters Plays painted hers. Here she is. I really like her. Again, this is a resin model, so it wasn't my most favorite of all things. And it's also a slightly older model as well, which you can definitely tell. If we look at we get a little closer look at the face, so you can kind of tell. And the base has like a weird slot that I had to fill up with super glue. There are a couple of marks from the way resin works, and the swords aren't straight, sort of things like that. I wasn't greatly in love with having to fill that with super glue. But she came out pretty well, in my opinion. And then we have her little resin friend that I haven't worked on yet. So I need to clean her off and fill that up and all these kind of things. What were they thinking with those gaps? I just don't know. See? She's drunk. Now we have the tyranids. I like the tyranids. I think they're a lot of fun. I went for the Harmagaunt Brood because I like the colouring and all the styles. But this is a really old box, and a bunch of these colours just don't even exist anymore. So I thought that was fun. It shows you how to build it on the back and sort of the variants that you can have. But this is the variant that I chose. This is Eduardo, the Tyranid. He has had a few little deaths. His claw came off, after someone dropped him, and his leg broke, as you can see there. But I fixed him. I just need to tidy it up and probably repaint that area, which is a giant pain in the butt. I really liked the carapace and the purple. It's the first time I've used purple, actually. It's really lovely. And I was really happy with how I did the teeth with the black outline and the tongue and stuff. I'm pretty proud of him, to be honest. Other than the dropping thing, I did pretty well. Like, see, it's topsy-turvy. They don't have much weight in these bases. And then this is my second Tyranid. I've just got the base colours on. I need to do the wash and stuff like that. I probably really need to put a weight in the base so that they don't tip forward quite as much. Because, as you can see, it's the older style with the slot. And my two Tyranid boys. Now we have the Necron Triarch Stalker. I love this. I can't wait for this to be done. It's just going to take a little while. It has options for different guns on the underplate there. Here is him primed. I primed him and built him slightly differently. So the front claws don't actually move because I wanted him to stand on 4 legs and like have 2 as I was walking. We have the Necron in his little chair that's going to sit on the top here, like so, kind of, like that. The pieces that will go to the sides of the chair. And the gun that will sit on the underside. So obviously I started painting it. I've got the green because I think it's going to fit with the rest of my colour scheme. I've got the tubing. I've got loads to do on this, to be honest. I like the gold, though. I really like this gun. I did so much dry brushing. Wow. It's very silvery compared to the others, but I don't mind. I'm just going to have to see. It's going to stand out, that's all. I'm really excited to see how it comes out, to be honest. Can't wait. I can't wait for that to be done. I think it's going to look really cool. Back in the Haribo box. Now we have the first models I ever bought, actually, the Fenrissian Wolves. I was like, there's wolves, I have to buy them. I have to build them. And obviously what they look like on the back. So they're all built, they're all on their bases, they're all primed. It possibly was not the smartest thing I did, but I was so excited that I just did it. I think I built them before I'd even built my Necron, to be honest. Yeah, not the best decision. It was the first time I had ever used plastic glue. It was the first time I was priming anything. Um, so it's not my best work, but when it comes around to painting them, I'll be able to fix it, I hope. When I connected the heads, you can kind of see a line down the center here where I probably didn't do the plastic glue correctly, or it's just one of those things when the heads are split in two places. But you can see a line, like a seam. I don't really know what I'm going to do about that, but I'll have to figure it out. I do really like them still. I keep forgetting about them a little bit though, because I'm always on my current projects. I need to get back to these doggos. Next, we have the Endless Spells Goomspiked Gits, which is a very boring box. But here's the book, so you can see there's 4 different models. And I really like the cauldron. That's what I want to work on, to be honest. So that's the one I've taken off the sprue boards. As you can see, here are the various models. The spiders are so much bigger than I thought they were going to be. They're like so much bigger than the moon. And here is my little cauldron, not built yet. It's going to have its little spider legs. It's going to have like skulls and stuff on it. It's going to look super cool. And I went to the Warhammer store and they gave me these boxes. So I have a Tyranid. So obviously I already have this set, which is fine. Pre-built and all that kind of thing. But I'm probably gonna have to try and fix it because there is an issue with the head here. As you can see, it's not like perfectly aligned. So I'm either gonna have to try and remove that or sand that away or something. Not ideal, but it was a free model, so why not? Because I already had it. Oh, look, you can go paint in store. They gave me a second one, which is so nice. And it's an elf person. So that's super exciting. I don't really have a lot of fantasy stuff, although you'll see some a bit later. So she just looks so badass. I really liked that model. Looks super cool. I was just admiring her at that point. Secrets. It is the Sentinel. This is the newest model that I bought. You can have it closed or you can have it open. I'm gonna have it open. I haven't decided what weapons and everything yet. Like I literally haven't even opened the box. But I am super excited to paint this for the next 40,000 layers videos. And also, here's a bunch of stuff that I went to my friend's house and he gave me all of these old Warhammer things that he just had. So these are the old style Drukhari. Obviously, he painted on the boards, which was really interesting to me. And I don't really know what this color scheme is, but all power to, like 8-year-old him. I'm gonna try and strip that off at some point. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. But we also have some dwarven pieces, like axes and like shields with different sigils on. I also really like this little Nordic staff. I'm pretty sure I've got enough pieces for a full dwarf or several dwarves. Like there's a bud. And some, helmets and chest pieces and such. So I'll probably try that soon. Looking at all these different options for weapons and headpieces and body pieces. Yeah, should be fine. And then a couple more pre-painted. Look, he tried to do some blood. It actually looks pretty good. Let's get all these put away somewhere safe. So many. Oh, also, one thing I actually didn't realize is that on the sprue boards, it has the date. So these are from like 2000 and 1998, which, like, okay, go off, I guess. Here are some transfer sheets that he had as well. I don't know if those have been updated or anything, but look at all the styles. I haven't seen these before, actually. Obviously, he's used some in the past as well. The Space Wolves. Look at them. And like how to do it. Bit of water, I guess. Then he gave me this Space Marine bike. It is old. Let me tell you, it's old. Every metal. So it shows you how to build it on the back, and that's literally it. I don't think it came with a booklet or anything. But when I open it up, he has already taken them all off the sprues, or most of it off the sprues. And he's painted a lot of it, so I'm gonna have to strip it somehow, like quite carefully, I suppose. He spilt some red, so that needs cleaning up. There we go. He's been painting a jetpack because he wanted a jetpack on his guy with the standard. Here's the body, and you lose quite a bit of detail in the chest and everything, but I think that's just the old style, honestly. Some guns, if he wants like 20 bloody guns on this Space Marine. And the actual bike. So I think he's been doing a really good job of this. But sorry, I'm going to take all that paint off. Did they just not prime back in the day? People not prime anymore? And again, the year is 1990 on this. Wow. Put all these safely in a box and then in a bag. So if anything gets lost out of the box, it's in a bag. Then he also had this little booklet, which is super cute. I love that. This is still a thing he has. So if you open it up, you can see how you would order them. We've got the mail order starter pack, like all these different bits that you get with it. And special offer. We'll send you the following items for a special offer price. 3 Citadel miniatures, 7 4mm Citadel color paints, red, black, green, white, yellow, blue, and bolt gun metal, a Citadel paintbrush, a World of Hobby Games brochure and painting guide. Offer applies for a limited period while stocks last, etc., and subject to availability. So on the other side, it shows you what the minis are and like how much it costs. It was £5 for the mail order starter pack. £5? That's ridiculous. Look at all these things that you get. That's really cool. Why can't it be £5 now? So do you think I should fill it out and send it in? See if they'll accept it at that point. I don't think they will they? But, you know, might be worth a go. Now we move on to some non-Warhammer minis. There's this little dragon boy. I've been determined to paint a dragon since I started. And this guy's really cute. He's got these lovely little ridges and loads of detailing in his face and on his horns. It's really nice. I got this from BBEG Minis on Etsy. And it's really detailed. If you look underneath the wing, you've got these little... It's textured, so it looks real. I nearly dropped him then. But he's so cute and I love him. Now we have two models from Strata Miniatures from the Dungeons and Diversity range. So this is a druid in her wheelchair. She's got her little owl. It's so detailed with all the vines on the wheels. I have lost an arm and a staff, which is unfortunate, but I'm hoping it will turn up. These are my first metal models, and I don't really know how I'm going to do with those. It was the first time I had to super glue models together, and it was quite difficult. This is the rogue. She's got daggers in her wheelchair spokes, which I really liked. On the back, it's got all sort of bags and crossbows and stuff. It's really cool. Throwing knives in her hands, and she's just adorable, and I really like her. But I need to figure out how I'm going to do this and sort of color schemes and all that sort of thing. But I'm looking forward to it. Something a little bit different. Here are some tiny, tiny little models. Look how small they are. They are familiars. So we've got a owl there. We've got a raven. We've got a cat. So cute. Dino cat. And we also have a really, really tiny, awkward to get to little toad. If I can get to the toad. He's so little. He's got such a little grumpy face. Oh, he's smaller than my fingernail. It's so cute. And these are from Zealot Miniatures. I don't really know how I'm going to work with those, honestly. Now we have the Cats and Catacombs, Volume 1 and 2. These were gifted to me from a lovely channel supporter, so thank you so much. You have different kinds of cats and then their classes, but we'll go through them individually in just a moment. This is volume 1. They're so little. I love it. They're all different styles. This one looks so grumpy. Got a little rogue there. I love a rogue. This is Hester, the Abyssinian wizard. She's so cute. I love the little cape with the ears. It's so adorable. Loads of detailing with the runes. And it feels really solid and really good. This is Molly, the Lycoi rogue. Look how sweet she is. I love it. She's so grumpy. Although there does need to be some tidying up, like with mold lines and stuff, which is kind of awkward with how small they are. Got there. Next, we have Porcus, the bobtail barbarian. I love his face. It's got a little cat skull on the shoulder. That's brilliant. And again, some lines that need cleaning up, but that's no big deal. Now we have Brooke, the Scottish fold cleric. Little cape. So cute. Tiny little ears. This is Whisper, the Sphinx sorcerer. My first character was a sorcerer. You know, fun fact. Not a cat, though. I love that they're all carrying something, like things appropriate to their class. And this is Cleo, the Bengal Ranger, who might be my favorite. Don't tell the others just yet. Little arrows. The little crisscrossing on the leather. I think it's going to be really interesting to paint. Now we have volume 2. I believe there are 3 volumes. And then there's the dogs, the Dungeons and Doggos, and there's like the Rat Kings and the enemies and stuff like that as well. This is Sonia, the Maine Coon fighter. I was kind of sad when I found out it was a fighter because I love the library books. But it's going to be nice to paint all the same. I think it's going to be good practice for me. Super cute. This is Han, the Dragonly monk. I really liked how they did something different here, like stood up. Thought that was fun to do. And it's got a little fish on the side. I guess the monks carry fish. And this stave using to stand up. This is Indy, the ragdoll bard. I love it. It's got a little harp. It's got really poofy sleeves. So cute. So fluffy. Does need cleaning up though. It's taken a little bit more than I remember it needing. This is Solan, the Persian warlock. I did think that the warlock didn't have like very much to stand out with, to be honest. I thought the sorcerer was a bit better, but it has this little moon, has some pouches and some bits hanging around. Maybe once I started it, I'd be able to sort of see some differences to do. This is the Dandy, the Norwegian forest druid, proper chunk. Such a cutie. It's got lots of fluff. It's got some skulls here and there. It's got, I don't know if this is a stave or if, I don't really know what's going on with that, but I'm here for it. Some feathers. His coat's so big. I love it. So fluffy. And last but not least, we have Barnabas, the Korat Paladin. So it's nice to get some plate and a good old-fashioned sword. It'll be nice to paint all the same. Again, I keep pointing out the sprue lines. Why was I doing that? I don't know. Last, finally, this is the bookcase mimic from Zealot Miniatures. I'm super excited to one day paint this mini, but I couldn't justify it to myself at first, and I was given it as a Christmas gift, so that was really nice. It's so detailed, like in the wood grain and how the mimic is bursting out of the bookcase. It was really nice to build. It is resin, so I do super glue, but you can't really tell. It's just really nice. It went really smoothly. And there's all these skulls in the mouth. Ugh. And there's all these books to paint and all this woodwork. I'm kind of scared, but I'm also looking forward to it. So one day I will paint you. I promise. I promise. Thank you so much for watching all of this video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between today. If you haven't already, make sure to guess what my favorite model is, and I might tell you in the comments. And also check out the other videos on the channel, including Warhammer 40k lore and painting chats. There's some baking, there's some real life stuff. And if you haven't already, over at Twitch, at twitch.tv/Tashna, where I do a lot of gameplay, tabletop role-playing, and makeup, and just chat. So have a wonderful day. Thank you once again, and we'll see you next time.